All right, there are many reviews of the Sony Alpha 6300 available on the net, so I'm just going to go over one thing that's particularly important to hikers. This is actually right here is my, or was my NEX6. I've had it for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. It actually did not fare very well on the last trip. We've taken on many different trips in Alaska, hiking the Grand Canyon. It's taken some spectacular pictures. However, on the recent trip to Kauai, on the Kalileo Trail, it actually got some water in it, and it actually is now a dead stick. So a pricey little way to end the trip. But anyways, my replacement for this, you know, obviously an excuse to buy a new toy, is the Alpha 6300. And just I wanted to point out one thing that I've been wondering on the web as I was looking to buy this is this actually weatherproof? Now, internal structure could be different to provide weatherproofing, but because this is so near and dear to my heart right now, I wanted to just point this out. So if you take a look here, this is where the water got into my camera on the on this NEX6, right through this bottom part here. And I was hoping that when I purchased the a6300 that it was actually going to have some kind of gasketing or seals or something. But in fact, when we look in there in just a second, you will see that it does not. So anyhow, this is actually hard plastic in here. And pretty much this door you're going to see is replicated on the other one. I will point out one thing though that is different, is that the HDMI port on it actually flips open, kind of like an open close mechanism here. Again, no gasketing. This is the NEX6. However, it's this is not where the water got into the camera in this case. I know where the water got in because I immediately went and looked, and sure enough, the water this was all wet inside this cavity. So anyhow, if we just take a quick look here at the 6300, I mean, for the most part, like if you look at other parts on it, like where the flash is, it's the same thing. It's hard plastic in there, really no seals on it. So if there's seals on the interior, maybe that's actually solving the problem, but there are no evident seals on the exterior keeping the water out. So then here, this is exactly the same thing. It is the same structure. It's the same hard plastic. It's really pretty much the same door with few modifications. So just some pattern modifications. That's it. But I'll show you the side door here. This one does seem a little better in that you actually articulate it that way, or slide it that way, and then it articulates open. And you can see now the external microphone port. But that's really the only difference. And by the way, I could go over and pull this out as well. You're going to see this is very similar to the NEX6. Just one other thing that's important to hikers is essentially the weight of everything you're carrying. So I just brought up our scale here, and I just wanted to point out that this right here is weighing in at a 0.885 pounds. And if I take it and switch it out with this one, I'll pop the lens off, obviously the equivalent. This one's weighing in at 0.75 or 760 pounds. And I mean, it's not really going to make a difference, but people are always wondering, what kind of weight they have to carry on a trip. So anyhow, thanks, and I hope that helps your questions on weatherability.